picking its nose? Right now?
I can't watch.
No, do not text.
Are you watching?
Nobody's watching right now.
No, I'm asking if Luke is watching.
Oh, no, hold on.
Wow, you're a fake fan.
Fake fan.
If I'm watching myself, it's gonna be really hard to like get him because I'm delayed.
Yes. If you're watching, leave a comment. If you're watching, leave a comment saying that you're watching.
I'm watching.
Kaylee Hume is here.
Oh my god. I'm live.
Kaylee Human just opened her app and it just pulled this up.
That's so weird.
I know. I read things and then I don't react to them, and then Paul reads them and then he reacts to them. And I'm like, I know, I just read that.
I know, I just read that. I just didn't think it was that funny. I thought it was funny. Okay. Hey, TwinSauce is watching, LOL. Wow, me too.
Yikes.
Hello. Hi, Luke. That just looks funny.
Will you pray for me? Maybe.
Well, Getty the Human, you are our #1 fan, so it's just as the usual, you know. Opening up YouTube and it knows what you were looking for, you know. Time to jump on the live stream, you know.
I like this.
Matt Williger is in the hospital right now. Pray for him.
What's he in the hospital?
Hi, y'all. What's up? Oh, Luke is on speakerphone. He is in Virginia right now at work, and he is not loving it. So, hey, Luke, you want to hang out now?
Thanks, kid.
I've got a lot of reverb happening here.
That's fine. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. He's still talking to me and I hang up on him. Can you scoot over here? Oh, yeah, sorry. And we can just scoot back and give ourselves some more space. Oh, have we not eaten our taco yet that we ran so quickly to go get before this live stream? Well, hello.
You can move that.
You know, actually, I have no idea where Luke is at in Virginia. Yes, that is your bestie, MatthewMooMoore. No, it's just a clone of him. I got lonely, and so I made one. I'm MatthewMooMoore. What are we eating today, Matthew?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell! My favorite! Yeah. So last night I was going to pick up Matthew and Tracy up from the airport. And I went by Taco Bell on the way there because I was so hungry. And right before that, I had watched a movie, which is what the topic is about movies and our favorite movies and why we love movies, which is pretty exciting. I'm excited to talk about movies. Hello!
This is cold.
Is it cold? Sorry. We waited too long. We got home and we started prepping this thing.
Okay, it was Hannah, said that somebody on Twitter that's like related to us kind of, but isn't related, thought that I was British.
Oh,
She
okay.
just always assumed that I was British. She just saw me around and thought that I was British. And I was like, no,
You hate that?
yes, my ancestors came to America because of religious persecution from UK.
Yep. Taco. He better that. Oh, your area hit with tornadoes. Are you okay? Obviously, you're still talking to me, so that's a good call. But I'm gonna get some water. You want some water? You got stuff.
Yeah, can you get me some?
Yeah. Do you want, we got 2 LaCroix in there.
Oh, yeah.
Apple LaCroix. My pants are falling down.
That's good. Hello, everyone. Remember last live stream when I was in Tokyo Disneyland?
Yeah. And you tweeted about it? And I was shook. Oh, guys, guess what? So while you
Hannah,
guys...
send me an assumption tag to do, because I don't
know what that
I've
is.
never even seen one.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh, so what we were talking about in the car today was about movies. I'm going to do this while I eat. This is going to be great. And I want to know what your... I don't want you to pick like your top 5 movies. I just want to you to tell me a couple movies that you really like. Caleb Herman, how are you? Caleb Herman had the same thing you had for dinner.
Who is Calvary Rd?
Caleb Herman is my friend who makes films. I think that's the right Caleb Herman, unless it's a different Caleb Herman, and then that would be awkward.
Not the one who lives upstairs.
No. He works at Honeywell, and he writes screenplays, and he's friends with Wes.
Oh, okay.
Really close friends. And we went to school together. Kind of. Anyway. Movies. What movies do you love, and why do you love movies, and what about a movie makes you enjoy it? Have at it.
Yours truly, Chris, loves the first Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that is a great one. I wrote a book report on it in high school. It was not very kind to the first Star Wars. It was not supposed to be... It wasn't about the first Star Wars, it was about the special effects used. And the contrast between special effects and visual effects used in Avatar, the movie that James Cameron did. And only, not story, not about any of the literary work, but only in the aspects of the changes that they've made from that era and like the good things about that era of like physical effects moved over to like now where we're doing everything with CGI and the contrast. And is that better? Is that bad? It was a fun paper. Tangled, Fantastic Beasts, me, and any Marvel movie, Back to the Future. I agree with all of those, but I really agree. Hi, Judy. I really agree with what you said. Any movie that makes you feel happy. What me and Matthew were talking about earlier was about emotions and how emotions play into films. What? Oh, Mary Poppins, yes.
I love Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And Mary Poppins.
Did you guys all see the new trailer drop for the...
I did it.
Yes, you did. You told me about it, and then I went and watched it. I saw little pieces on Instagram, but...
I like movies that make me think afterwards for a long time. Not necessarily make me feel happy. I like movies that make me
think.
Yeah.
So I'm the same way. I like both.
I mean, I really like stuff that makes me feel happy,
right.
but I like stuff that makes me
think as well. The movie I watched last night, before going picking in Matthew and Tracy up from the airport. Hi, Kayla. Was called the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. It's a mouthful, but it was it's on Netflix and it's got Lily James in it. Lily James, is that right? And she, like the just the film itself just blows me away. And I thought about it all day today, and it made me happy at the end. But it's a really sad story. There's just a lot of elements to it that I loved feeling emotional about it, and I think that's why I love films. Films make me feel things even outside of myself. I think that's what makes me like a movie. But I don't like horror movies because they make me feel fear, and I hate that.
Katie also really liked Sierra Burgess is the Loser.
I love that. I saw that the other day.
She was so excited about it, and I had no idea what it was. And then
it's really good.
I'm excited to see it. I haven't watched it yet.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I've actually never seen that.
I don't think I've seen all of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But Chitty Chitty Bang Bang has music by the same people.
About Time. Yes, that is amazing. We did a whole series, or we did a sermon at church About Time.
I have that one. That's
so good.
With the guy from Star Wars. The redhead guy from Star Wars.
I think so. It was good. I agree, Daniel. Quality. I'm sure everybody just loves what we're eating on this live stream.
You're gonna eat these, I don't want
Did you know these cinnamon twists at Taco Bell are vegan? Just in case you were wondering.
Did you know that I hate those?
Bye, Judy. Thanks for just stopping in and saying hi.
The topic is just movies that we enjoy and movies.
Yeah, and
why we enjoy movies.
And what, like, so if you enjoy a movie, what causes you to like that movie and why? I guess that'd be why.
I just watched 3 Billboards from Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah, I haven't seen
the
that
flight, and it's very filled with language. So
you don't condone it fully?
Yeah, don't go watch it unless you want to hear a lot of language. But
disclaimer, yeah.
I like that movie, and it's the same kind of reason why I liked Gone Girl. They're both like.
Which one was Gone Girl?
Gone Girl is about with Ben Affleck, and his wife goes missing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one was good. It's not necessarily the same thing, but they're just like both of those take place in just there's nothing fantastical about them at all, but I just like the way that it makes me like think about life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like characters taking human life to extremes, I guess.
Yeah.
That, you know, you're not necessarily gonna see every day, so I like seeing that in movie form, I guess.
Yeah. I think for me, as a kid, I loved movies that made me feel things. So like both sadness and happiness, not fear. I don't really like feeling fear. I feel scared enough as it is without having help from someone else. So that's why I don't like horror movies. I will watch horror movie trailers. I enjoy watching trailers because I can always get out of them.
Me and Wes are going to go see the new Halloween. I'm so excited.
Wow, you can do that without me. Wes Elder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Wes Lyons.
Is he coming to town for Halloween?
Yeah, he has a wedding the weekend that it comes out.
That's so exciting.
I was texting him and I was like, I wish you were in town so we could go see this. And he was like, I'm going to be in town. When does it come out?
Yes, the Secret Life of Walter Mitty is so good. I did love that one. That one cinematically just tells that story of like loneliness in a very unique and interesting way, and I really appreciate that.
Walter Mitty, I haven't seen.
You haven't? Oh, we should watch that one. That one's so good.
I really everybody was saying that downsizing wasn't good, and I watched part of it on the plane.
And it was good?
But I liked what I was watching.
Huh. Yeah, I heard pretty horrible things about it.
I think everybody was was excited to see like the shrunken aspect of it, and it's like not about that, it's about other stuff.
Kilo asked if we've seen Like Crazy. It's a great, sad, happy feeling movie. Made me think a lot about it at the end. Well, it's called Like Crazy. I'll have to look that one up. I don't know that one. Hi, Brittany Hill. Ghost Town is pretty good. I haven't seen Ghost Town. I want to see, what is that one that we were going to watch called Ghost? It was like, the concept was like a guy in fabric, but he was like an actual ghost.
A ghost story.
A ghost story, yeah. I wanted to see that one. So I just like that. I need to make a list of movies I need to watch now. Hi, Brittany! The Deep Burning... Oh, wait, one movie that I hated with a deep burning passion is Bridge to Terabithia.
Don't. The twins haven't seen it, and I want them to watch it.
I do want to watch it. I want to make my own opinions about that one.
I love Bridge to Terabithia because I read the book.
The Iron Giant,
the movie's
though.
the same exact thing. That was marketed at a time when Narnia and like fantasy movies were big, and it's not the same thing. It's a story about... We could just leave it at that.
Daniel, obviously Frozen is at the top. I did like Frozen, actually. I thought it had good storytelling elements. One thing, Daniel made a good point here. I think storytelling is huge. That's why we connect. Any well-crafted story well-told story is worth the watch. And I think I would agree with that.
The problem that I have with Frozen, beside the hype and besides, it being built up to the massive thing that it is now,
right,
is that I just don't like... They focus too much on that ending being a big... They focused, like, they shoved a lot of stuff into that ending to where it couldn't have a emotional... That ending, they shoved too much into that ending to where it couldn't have an ending song. And I just felt like it needed an ending song.
It needed a big...
Yeah.
something. I agree. I feel like in the structure of a musical, if we go back, I mean, if we're going into the structure of it, I think we are conditioned to see a musical that way, with a big opening number and a big closing number, and we have these different conceptual things that we just anticipate.
Yeah, I do like Frozen a lot. Like, me and Paul were talking about Frozen in the car on the way back from Indiana.
Yeah.
And even, like, talking about how...
I need to watch it again. I've only watched it twice in theaters.
There's, like, a lot of...
I've seen it since then.
Like, the way... Because Paul said... I don't remember Paul... Paul said something about... She was...
Oops.
I don't remember. Paul said something about how Elsa just shut out Anna for so long or whatever. But
wait, say that one more time. I don't remember what you were talking about.
You were on the way back. We were talking about Frozen in the car, and then on the way, you said something about how Elsa shut Anna out for so long. And I was like,
yeah, the rejection.
And I was talking about, you said something about Elsa rejecting Anna, and I was like, but that was the only option that Elsa had because she thought she was gonna kill her sister.
That is true.
Powers that she shouldn't control, and it was making me like just talking about that little piece was making me emotional because that's just like hard. Like Elsa thought that was her only option was to stay away from people, and I feel like I relate to that sometimes because
shutting people out.
Yeah.
I get that. Is it making you all emotional?
Mm-hmm.
Get you. That's what I wanted to talk about. I think movies are incredible because they make Daniel was saying earlier about stories being well told. I think that stories that are well told evoke emotions. Any story without vulnerability is lacking in its story elements, right? So if your characters are all great and dandy and fine, there's no reason for a story to be told. There's no conflict. Yeah. And so I think that the beauty of storytelling is that we are connected to emotions that are relatable, but not always are they relatable to us like that. Like I think with like the three billboards or whatever the billboard. Yeah. That's not super relatable to me, but at the same time, I can feel and become attached to characters in a way that I wouldn't have experienced story-wise.
That one is like...
I'm using an example I have not actually seen, so that's bad.
That one you become like invested.
Right. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like the vulnerability of the story being told, or like us being let into that story. And I think that's the thing about the Guernsey Literary Society or whatever, the Potato Society, that Netflix movie that I watched. The beauty of that movie is that you start off and it's very romanticized, but that's what it's supposed to be. That's what they want you to think about Guernsey. And then as that develops, as the story unfolds, you see heartache and pain and this awful tragedy that's happening and unfolding in front of this author. And you become so invested in this group of people that you didn't... Nobody thought... Like, the people in that group don't think their story is worth being told. But like you become so invested in them, and you become their friends, and you become part of that book club as a viewer. And I think that's a well told story. If I can become invested like that. I don't know.
I'm gonna pass away.
Oh, because you shut me out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Anybody else have anything to add to that? We're only 20 minutes into this thing.
I was, me and Tracy were talking about Disney movies that we liked, being at Tokyo Disney for a long time last week.
Yeah.
And I was saying that we both were talking about how I love Lilo and Stitch. Yeah. And I love especially the character of Stitch because he grows and changes throughout the story. And people see Stitch as like this just crazy, like, alien.
No, but he's got such depth to his character without even verbalizing anything. Hardly.
Yeah.
I love Stitch.
Stitch is up there with, like, I like Mickey Mouse, Stitch, and Ariel. And now I guess Moana, but those are like my three favorites. I've always loved Stitch.
I'm really sad that Moana didn't hit the market stream like Frozen did. Because I think you kind of like how it's a little more obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could get on board with that. I'm a little hipster about it. Like, especially with Frozen, I feel like I forced myself to not like it because it was such a big deal.
I like Frozen. I like Frozen. I don't like this. I do this with other things, and I even do this with Disney movies too. But I don't like how people just because it's popular don't like Frozen. Like, people were mad that the Frozen short was in front of Coco because it was Frozen. And I'm like, it's just it's a story, first of all.
Yeah, no, I love that story. And I love Olaf. So that short was I liked Coco, but I liked that short even better.
Yeah.
Because of Olaf. Okay. Olaf is my spirit animal. I like spirit snowman. Sorry, you were saying that? You liked the short?
Yeah.
Where were you going with that?
I don't know. I related to Stitch because growing up in homeschool communities, I was around families that had a lot of siblings. And so I would like go to these events and everybody always had siblings. And like those kids always had people.
Sorry. Hey. What's up? It is probably a lag. So you'll see yourself in just a minute. It's coming. Hey, Britt, you want to say hi to everybody? Here. Go ahead. You say, Breno, everybody. She's on the live stream right now.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm nervous. Hi. I didn't have anything important to say.
You just called to say hi and say that we're lagging behind. You.
I'm gonna be honest and say I didn't know how to comment, so I literally called you because I was like, how do I comment? I figured out how to comment.
Hey, you got it.
Okay, I'm gonna get off because this is really weird.
Okay, if you are lagging behind too far, you can hit refresh and it should bring you back up to a current thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like illiterate on social media. Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, don't let me disrupt, dude.
Alrighty, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Britt is my favorite. I love her so much.
So I was saying I liked Stitch because growing up in a homeschool community, I was surrounded by families that had a bunch of siblings and stuff, and I always felt like I had to go home to be by myself, and like I had my parents, but
you were kind of an only child for those years.
I was an only child for a long time, and Stitch felt like alone and lost, and he read The Ugly Duckling and he related to The Ugly Duckling, and I don't know, Stitch is a deeper story than
people
just
give it
being a crazy alien that destroys things.
Yeah, I agree. We should watch that again. I haven't seen that movie in so long. Man, talking about movies means I need to start watching more movies. No, I think as a kid, I think one thing that I struggled to relate with, but yet
I said, "Love you too, Matthew." You called in the middle of my story.
I think that I'm trying to think of stories that I related to as a child. There was lots of stories of people getting famous, and I loved those stories.
Yeah,
because I was as a kid, I was bullied pretty good within Ainsworth community the first time I lived in, and there was not a ton, not bad. I was homeschooled, so it was pretty distant as far as bullies are concerned.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of times I wanted to be I wanted to get famous and be able to tell all those people, look what I made with my life. But I'm trying to grow out of that. I'm really working on it because it's been a long time since I lived there, and nobody even cares who I am anymore.
You're doing really good.
Shut up!
I'm joking.
But I feel like
no, you are.
Those are things that I related to as a young person because I wanted. And it came from a very selfish place of wanting revenge. I mean, a revenge tactic to make people like me more, but it wasn't good. I do remember relating to things like Aladdin, where he was on the outside, but then he had this secret, and he had this hidden and I always wanted a genie. Look at me! I love fantasy as a kid. We didn't watch a lot of Disney movies growing up. My parents, they weren't on the bandwagon that was all no Disney, but it was just we didn't have the money to buy them, and so we just didn't buy that stuff. So I watched a lot of VeggieTales growing up.
I had all the clamshell VHS tapes.
I was so jealous of those.
Paul
Those are so cool.
That rich people had clamshell Disney VHS
they did.
tapes.
And some people, we go to their houses and they were still in the plastic, and as collectors. And I was like, you bought this and you didn't even open it? And I was so shook by that.
We had stuff. We had ones that were Disney Store did these big, huge box sets that were. My mom still has them in the plastic wrap underneath her bed. I don't know.
To try to sell them when they're older.
Yeah, but they're in the plastic. They have CDs. They have like special behind the scenes booklets and like everything in them. And I always wanted to open that stuff up because that's like what I'm into. But my mom would never let me open them.
Because are they collector's items?
Yeah, I guess she just wants to keep them nice.
Ethan, go, bro! I haven't seen you forever, buddy. We need to get coffee. But yes, Infinity War. We can talk about that. Matthew doesn't really care for Marvel movies. Marvel movies make me. That's one thing I did relate to, but I think it goes back to that like wanting to be famous / powerful / have a secret weapon, and I think that like because I was some of that stems from that place of insecurity and who I was as Paul. I wanted to have like something that made me cool and unique. But I think that Marvel movies make me kind of feel like that. Like I don't know, like being super, which is probably why I like them so much. And where you wouldn't necessarily
don't like
relate.
them because I know that I'm cool and unique.
Oh wow, they're not dead. I'm making myself look good.
No, you're not.
I'm being vulnerable. Okay.
No, but I relate to that too. I just don't relate well to action.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like, but see, for me, I think,
love all the intricacies and like the details and like
the characters and
yeah. If you would like, if they
Step out
had
the
like
wars.
if they had like just like a slow motion 50 mil like just going down the suit really slow, I would watch that because I'm interested in like
the
all
details.
Yeah, the details,
the
of
small
the suit
details,
and like all that stuff.
They do some of those, like Infinity War, like when they pan up his as he's like.
Yeah, but Infinity War is like.
I loved Infinity War. For me, I think as a feat to get that many storylines into one cohesive film that felt cohesive. I agree with you that it feels long.
I said that in the one. That's
in our
what I liked
Infinity
about.
War video. Yeah,
it's a cool feat that it was. All the storylines being wrapped up together. I just am not like, I don't know.
Britt, no, this is not our computer camera. This is our Sony camera that's plugged in through a cam link. I'll have to show you how it works sometime. It's pretty easy.
I think I also... Oh, yikes.
But the lighting in the room is just... We just have some lights set up. So not very interesting stuff. Continue with what you were saying.
I also, like, everybody growing up, I was like... Everybody was like, oh, like superheroes, like superheroes, like superheroes. And I kind of felt like superheroes were shoved down my throat.
That makes sense.
It was weird for me to like Disney princesses and like all that stuff, and that's just like what I liked.
Right.
And so then everybody was like superheroes, and now superheroes are such a big thing, and I'm like, can we have can we have musicals that aren't The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, no, Infinity War I really liked, but I agree. But I think that's important to understand is that I don't understand that because superheroes weren't pushed. There's very little pushed down my throat as far as like what I was supposed to like, other than remote controlled airplanes. So if remote controlled airplanes were the new movie thing, I wouldn't like it either. Yeah. So, but now I fly drones, so I guess it's not. Yeah, but that's I don't know. My brothers were making fun of me. My older brothers, because they're like, "You fly more than we ever did." Yeah. I was like, "Shut up, Nate. I don't go to the." I just didn't get into that at all.
I like Sky High.
Yes, Sky High was good. My parents hated that movie.
Why?
Because there were superpowers and they thought it was demonic and stuff. My parents. I love you guys. I love Mom and Dad. I remember they told us we couldn't watch it anymore because of. But the villain was really like mean in that, and they also didn't like really mean villains, which makes some sense.
Yeah.
Hated Human, I agree with you.
But superhero movies weren't a thing back, like whenever I was growing up. It was just like action figures. My mom like took away my.
Sky High is timeless.
I got
sorry.
I loved Happy Meal toys growing up, and I got like a Cinderella one and a Sleeping Beauty one, and my mom took those away from me because she didn't want me to be. She just wanted me to be a normal boy and not be into playing with girl toys, but still like.
Yeah.
That, you made me upset a little bit.
Well, and it made you probably want to do it more.
Yeah, yeah, and I like wanted to, I need girls to play with. Like the world has women and men in it.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah. I get it.
Sorry, I'm changing this into a different thing.
You are making this about.
I have not.
Your seen emotional past.
I've seen part of Tower of Terror. I haven't ever seen the full thing.
What's Tower of Terror? Is that the?
It's a movie based on the ride.
Oh, is it really? Is it good?
I don't know. We have to ask Mara. I haven't
Mara,
seen
is it any good?
It was filmed in the actual ride in Florida.
Daniel, we stream every Tuesday night at 9, so maybe you missed last week. Luke was here last week.
Yeah,
And Matthew was in Tokyo.
Spider-Man came out whenever, and the Superman movies. I never saw those till I was older. But Spider-Man came out when I was like 8, and I remember seeing the first Spider-Man, and I did really like Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man, I got a lot of Batman stuff when I was a kid, and Batman has always been so boring to me because, like,
I agree.
Batman is like just a rich guy. Like, literally anybody can be Batman.
Mm-hmm. Which I think makes him relatable. But honestly, I'm not really huge. I like Henry Cavill.
Everybody
as
says
Superman, but I didn't like any other Supermans.
Yeah, I like Henry Cavill. I feel
like he just plays such a natural. What?
I like the old Supermans.
Who was the guy who played it when the Superman Returns movie?
I don't know.
That guy was terrible. Sorry.
Katie said, "Can we talk about the Haunted Mansion movie?" And everybody hates on that movie, but I love that movie so much.
What movie? Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I was reading comments.
Haunted Mansion movie. With
yes. What
with Eddie Murphy?
Have you guys seen the Clue movie? I love that movie.
I haven't ever seen Clue.
We should watch that. That's what we did last Halloween, and it was fun. Because we got
here last Halloween.
Maybe 2 Halloweens ago then. It would have been a while ago. It was before Hannah and Tyler were married because it was their house. It would have been a long time ago. Maybe not Halloween. Maybe it was just that time of year, October. Anyway, bokeh. Yeah, it's just.
I just have always loved anything about Haunted Mansion. I love Haunted Mansion because, like, nobody knows the full story, and there's so much intricacies and details, and, like, there's so many stories interwoven into the house. So I like anything about Haunted Mansion. I think Haunted Mansion is one of Disney's best
rides or like stories.
Yeah, I guess it's a universe if you want to say it's a universe, kind of.
Oh yeah, is somebody asking about the camera again? Oh, and the crispiness of the string. If you guys want real crispy, if you go over to Twitch, we're also streaming on Twitch, but nobody's watching on Twitch right now. We have the chat open just in case someone does start watching us. It's even crispier over there, apparently. That's what, I think, who is it that told us that? Sophia?
Yeah.
Was telling us that it was better on the other side.
Yeah,
My favorite supervillain as a kid was Venom. Are you excited for the new movie coming out, the Venom movie? The new concept, I like, but I don't, I feel like Venom has been overdone. And so I feel like the idea of doing Venom apart from the Avengers universe, which it's part of Sony's universe, it's kind of there, but it's like, it's Marvel, but it's not. Because it's owned by Sony, it's like not. It's like But
they just have a contract to do.
Spider-Man, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, is a bridged contract with.
Okay.
That Marvel, that studio. So,
that's dumb. They should just merge.
Well, so back when they sold it to Sony back in the day when Spider-Man wasn't doing very well, and then now they want it back.
I was just watching the Tim Tracker today. Yours truly, Chris.
But I don't know, Ethan. I'd be interested if you see it. I would be interested in what you think about it.
I saw somebody comparing I don't know anything about superhero movies, but I saw somebody comparing The Dark Knight to the Venom trailer, and they were saying that, like, because of The Dark Knight, this is where we have come to with Venom, and they're comparing it, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting.
Wait, as a darker movie, or is that like what did they mean?
Just like. Something, I don't know.
With this evil villain-esque.
Yeah, it was just like
monster.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting thought. I'd like to see that video. When Infinity War came out and everybody on YouTube was making videos about like theories and all that stuff, I just love that stuff. Like when it's a universe, I know you don't care, but like the universe of it all, like when there's such a large universe and there's so many places they can go because they're not following directly they're generally following the comic books, but very loosely. And so like that makes it very exciting for me because like you can like look at that and cross compare and say, okay, so what do you think they're gonna do? How are they gonna bring it back? They could do it this way, this way, and this way. But what if they do it that fourth way? I just love all that stuff.
The way my brain works, this is like completely not. I mean, I guess I'm not involved with all the Marvel stuff, and I think I kind of distance myself from stuff like that because I am that way, and I like to think about all the little intricate
Details.
details and like all that stuff.
Me too. Only when it's involved in a universe. Continue.
But then, like, that frustrates me because then like you'll be talking about it, and then like I'm like, I don't know. I remember things that I read, and I like just know like little. I don't know.
You have details you want to be true. Maybe?
No, I have details that I know are true because like filmmakers have said it or like
Sure.
people have said it, and then we're like out in the everyday public, and people are talking about it, and they're like things get misconstrued, and like it gets all twisted, and then like
You just get frustrated about it?
I just get frustrated,
Yeah.
and you can't be like no, you can't like. I just
You can't have a solid opinion about it.
The way my brain works, I'm just like, no, that's not correct, and then I like go to correct it, and then I end up coming off as a jerk, and then it's just like I try to distance myself from all of it.
Kayla, Harry Potter is like, oh, get me started on Harry Potter. The universe is expanding, and I love that it's expanding, but I do agree. It's like I love the size of the universe that the Harry Potter is.
House of the Clock and Spells. Sorry.
We were just talking about this before we went live. I'm so shook for that movie. Harry Potter is my
Kayla's
favorite.
saying she needs a smaller universe than
Like-
Marvel.
Yeah, like similar to Harry Potter, where it's like a confined, and I like that how J.K. Rowling built that universe because it is confined to the magic world. So like, it is part of the normal world in itself, but it's separate and it's smaller, and so because of that, you kind of have this small, intimate story that happens within a smaller universe. Yeah, and I think that I agree with that. I like that. I like that size of universe. That's probably what I liked that movie probably best. That's still my favorite universe, for sure. Marvel is a close second though. What
are you saying? Fantastic
No,
Beasts?
Harry Potter. Just the magic, the wizarding world.
You said you liked that movie best, and I was.
No, I meant the universe best.
I like what they're doing with
Fantastic
Beasts now. Like they're all, I like what they're doing with Fantastic Beasts universe now. I wish they would have done it with the movies because the movies drive me up the wall because they're not all consistently the same.
Daniel, yeah, a little bit. Luke was in Vancouver. He was home, and now he is in Virginia for work. So he had a really tough day. So if you think about it, pray for him. He is going to be in Virginia till Saturday, and then he'll be back for like 2 weeks. And he's got another trip he's going on. So he's just all over the place, which is cool. But yes, if you just set an alarm on your phone, sometimes if you have notifications turned on, they're not always working to notify people when we go live. But we're always here Tuesday at 9. So at 9 Central Standard Time.
9 a.m.
No. Yeah, but no, you're good, Daniel. Don't worry about it.
I just don't like. I feel like Fantastic Beasts is going into a place where
You don't like it?
I just don't care. I just want to know about
Grindelwald?
No, I don't want to know about Grindelwald. I don't
You
care
don't know
about
about
Grindelwald.
the
I want to
history of
know
Voldemort?
about history of American witches, and I want to know
Like how that all started?
Yeah, I would love to know about like Durmstrang or like Beauxbatons or like any of that stuff.
That would be cool. I think we'll get a touch of the not the Beauxbatons, but the other one. Wait, or Beauxbatons?
Beauxbaton is because it's in Paris.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I think we will get some of that. I am interested because I agree with you. I think that there's a lot of stuff that's been developed that we're not touching on. And I think that, they're still in the writing process. They can go a lot of different directions. They moved away from the U.S. structure, and I wish they would have hit more on that instead of just a couple one-liners.
Yeah.
But makes sense a little bit.
That's
it's a huge universe.
The whole time I was reading Harry Potter, I just wanted to know about. I mean, I cared about the characters and like Hogwarts and everything,
but
I wanted
detail-wise.
to know about the American stuff.
Because we didn't in the original 7 books, we didn't have any. They didn't talk about the American school. She developed that for this movie, the first one. I need to watch that again before the second one comes out. We need to make a list.
And the
Lemony High.
Yeah, I feel like Grindelwald. Like I don't.
Kayla, I actually have no idea where he's at in Virginia. Sorry.
Grindelwald, like, I feel like we got enough of in Deathly Hallows. Like, he was an evil wizard. Okay, cool.
Well, so what she's doing is she's explaining the backstory of Voldemort and his rise, I believe. So, like, Grindelwald is a huge part of the rise of Voldemort.
Yeah.
at least from what's already been developed in the story, they're just fleshing out that storyline and his rise to power. And it really is, in a sense, the prequel to... Because,
Harry
Voldemort...
Potter.
Yeah, because Voldemort comes in and he is the massive villain post-Grindelwald, pre-Harry Potter. So when Harry Potter's a baby, it's the rise of
because
Voldemort.
whenever Harry Potter's a baby, he goes back into hiding.
Right, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
But his previous reign is directly following Grindelwald. But not as a follower of Grindelwald. He's like a competitor too, I think. That's a little muddled for me.
I mean, I guess you figure it out.
Yeah. So
These movies.
But I'm excited to see if they touch on, if they bring up to the present, or to where do they go through the Voldemort or the original Voldemort stuff, or if they just leave it at his rise to power, at Grindelwald's fall.
Or I would like to know more about like Professor McGonagall or Sirius,
his
James
backstory,
and Sirius and all them.
That backstory. I wonder if we'll get some of that with this, because this was when they were kids.
Yeah.
Coming up pretty quick.
Maybe.
Because if
Daniel's asking. I don't know Harry Potter that much.
Are they creating new storylines and building off what's already existing ones? So, Daniel, it's kind of building off of existing ones. So there is some history that's talked about in the books and in the movies. But what they're doing is they're basically fleshing out those storylines and expanding the universe back in time. So they've already had some history written, and now they're just expanding on those storylines. So it's working within one consistent storyline of the Wizarding World, but it's utilizing the history that was already written and then expanding on that history and fleshing out the logistics of it all. Does that make sense? I'm so excited for it, though. I'm excited. I know you're not super pumped about all that, but
I mean, I'm excited for it.
I'm just so
They're
pumped.
fun movies.
Yeah.
The first one felt like Pokemon Go in a movie to me.
Oh, the first Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, capturing all the animals.
That did kind of... I get that. I know. I want more of the older Weasley boys. I would love to see them in action, like Bill and... I wish they would have been more involved in the stories. They got a little bit in the Deathly Hallows, but very little. One of them gets married, but Bill.
I wish they would, like... This is too asking too much, and kids grow, and, like, everything. But I think it would be cool if, like, literally me saying this is being a hypocrite, but it would be cool if they remade the movies in series form. So, if one movie was, like, 4 hours long.
But in series form.
But in series form.
I agree. Because I think you could fit a lot more of the book narrative, and you would get a lot more of that fun times. I feel like what the movies lack is that camaraderie within like the common rooms. I'm listening through the first book on audiobook again right now when I'm driving places, because I'm into this podcast called Harry Potter and the Sacred Text, and I love it. So they talk through like chapter by chapter of the book, and so now I'm going back and I'm listening to that book with a new like perspective, and the one thing that I miss in the movies, which I think could be captured in a series form, is like the common room and like being sitting in like that communal aspect of friendship building that we don't see in the movies.
Or
it's like we're just friends.
You never get to see. Also, you never get to see. The movies are so Gryffindor pointed. Like I want to see stuff.
I want to see
about
Hufflepuff.
the other houses. Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. Like we saw Slytherin in common room. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I want to see Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff common room.
I love Charlie in books. I agree. Charlie is such a cool character. They just kind of screwed him over in the book. And same with Jenny Weasley. I feel like Jenny is such a cool character, but just is lacking in the movies. She doesn't have a very rounded character.
I never really...
Oh, people keep trying to get us on another subject. Maybe we should change subject.
What?
Katie said something about Sherlock. Oh, with longer episodes.
She said,
oh.
Everybody keeps on talking about Harry Potter.
I love talking about Harry Potter.
Similar... Daniel was just talking about what he was saying, his question, because he's asked about Fantastic Beasts, and he said, like, that Fantastic Beasts sounds similar to what Disney has been doing with Star Wars. It's like expanding upon the universe.
It already exists.
And then Kay the Human said, so kind of like Sherlock, maybe with a few longer episodes.
I like
instead
that.
of full-length movies. Like, that's what she was talking about, what I said with, I feel like they should be
You know, that's an interesting thought, Ethan Goverill. I don't know how magic started in that universe. If somebody just picked up a stick and started waving it around, and it just worked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think about like cooking. How did cooking start? How did like chefs? They build on other. If it did start like that, which is possible, which it's just fantasy, so we don't actually know. But if it happened like that, it'd probably be similar to cooking, where we needed like you have one little tiny thing that works, and then you build on it, and every generation builds more and more on it.
I feel like it's like
just like we have now education. You build on previous knowledge.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. We both have the most relaxing voices. Thanks, Brett.
How would you like to be the first wizard? I feel like it just was like a thing that was always like there, and it's just like a part of wizard's life, not like something somebody picked up a stick and then magic came out.
Well,
of it.
I mean, you think about Harry. He didn't know anything about his wizarding past, and he still had power.
Yeah, but there was an established wizarding world.
Right, but he wouldn't. But say he's the first wizard. Say there's no established wizarding world. He knows he would figure out as things keep happening that he has power, and then he'd want to harness that power somehow, or at least learn how to control it.
Yeah.
And that would be just like kind of the natural formulation of events. And yeah, maybe you would never do it in your lifetime, but you would obviously have kids, and then those kids would probably continue those traits, or possibly continue those traits, and then you'd learn, teach them what you know, and they would learn more and teach more. And
yeah.
Generation after generation, you'd develop that. What's up, Zach Winters? How are you? Thank you about our camera quality. We're just plugged in through a cam link with our camera.
That would be cool, Lemony. She said there should be a series about a Ravenclaw and a Hufflepuff student pre-Harry Potter. At the beginning, they could be enemies, but by the end, they could be best friends.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's me and you.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you're Gryffindor.
No, I'm Hufflepuff.
Never mind, we're both Hufflepuffs. I thought you were a Ravenclaw. I don't know why. Look at us Hufflepuffs just sitting over here.
Because I'm wearing blue.
Are you guys going to simulcast on Saturday? Oh, to the simulcast. I'm going to try. I've got to pick Luke up from the airport at some point, and I'm not sure what his time and flight stuff is. If it's early in the morning, I can't because it's in the morning. But if not, I'll try to show up. I don't know. I've got to figure that out.
9 to 5 on Saturday.
So you won't be able to go.
I don't even know what that is.
It's 9 to 11 is the simulcast.
Okay. Yes, Katie, we can wait like 20 years so you can play Molly Weasley.
Yeah, yeah.
So that I can play, what's his name?
Also, there's a new movie coming out with
What's that guy's name?
Mary Poppins, and Molly Weasley's in that, or the gal who played Molly Weasley is in that, and I'm so excited about it.
Oh, you mean,
What is her name? I don't know.
I can't even remember her name in Mamma Mia.
Oh yeah, I love her.
What's the name of the guy from the second, from Chamber of Secrets? He's
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah, Gilderoy Lockhart. So I can play Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah, you'd be a great Gilderoy.
I love him. He's my.
Wait, you didn't
favorite.
know? Brett, you didn't know about the Mary Poppins remake?
It's not a Mary Poppins remake. It's a sequel.
It's a sequel, but it's Emily Blunt, and I love it. Matthew is on the fence about it.
No,
He
I'm on
hates
the other side of the fence. I just said it looked kind of good.
Oh my god.
I may be inching
All right, buddy.
closer towards the fence, but I'm still
You
several
took
feet away from the fence.
You took a little baby step
Yeah.
toward the fence.
It's coming out December 19th, aka the day I die.
The day you pass away. Oh, did your phone just pass away? Oh my gosh, you guys, this has been so much fun. Hey, if you guys have any prayer requests, let us know. We're coming up on that 10-minute mark, which we can still keep talking about movies if you're wanting to, but we're probably going to jump off here at 10. They're doing
So the kids have grown up.
and then they have kids,
Yeah.
and those kids are who Mary Poppins is coming to help.
Well, they're coming to help. It's Jane and Michael, and Michael's wife just died. I don't know if Jane was
Married or has
married
kids.
or
There's
has
3
or
kids
whatever,
involved.
But there's 3 kids.
Which we don't really exactly know the whole story behind that. But I'm really excited. What are you retweeting?
I think my comment about the fence.
Oh, the fence and maybe like walking a baby step
Yeah.
toward it.
I love.
I was on this side of the fence, and I took another step away on the other side of the fence. Like, I'm so excited.
You were on the.
I was already on the excited fence, on the other side of that excited fence. You're on the not excited
I'm just
fence.
imagining Mary Poppins as the fence.
Yeah. So I'm over here, fangirling.
Yeah, you were already up right next to the fence like this.
No, I'm
then you saw
sitting
the
on
trailer and you're still like this.
No, I was jumping like this.
And then your face is like more into the trailer, and your nose is getting broken because you're smashing your face in too much to the fence.
Yeah.
Because you're too excited.
Too excited. And Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, it's set 25 years after the original movie.
What? The Captain Marvel trailer's out and I haven't seen it yet? I am not on my game.
Let's not watch it now. Let's pray.
Okay, we're gonna pray instead, and then I'll watch it. That's why we're gonna get off this.
Okay, this is why I'm not excited, because Bert is not in it, and he's replaced with Lin-Manuel Miranda, aka someone that I don't like a lot. I just don't like Lin-Manuel Miranda's singing voice.
Oh yeah, I agree. I do not like Lin-Manuel's singing voice, but he's a genius actor and writer.
There's people now in Hollywood that I just have to get over this, but there's people now in Hollywood that think they're close to the Disney company and that think they're on Walt Disney's level, and they're not. And they need to step back. Lin-Manuel Miranda needs to get himself away from Disney source material, or somebody's going to fight him about it.
But what if he is really close to
He is, and he's going to touch Little Mermaid, and I'm mad about it.
Is he really?
Yes.
Is that what they're planning?
He's
writing it?
rewriting other songs.
Don't! Leave the freaking songs alone! I hate that. I do love him too, Britt. It was so funny. I actually had this creator chat with Peter Hollins, who's this vocalist on YouTube, and got to chill with him for a bit. That's where me and Hannah Hallett met. If you guys know Hannah Hallett, she's usually on the stream. I don't see she's on right now. But we met in this creator chat with him, and he got to go see Hamilton when Lynn's understudy did it. Wow. And he's like, I know Lynn, and we're friends, and we're like, and he said it's Lynn. No offense to him, he just doesn't have a Broadway voice. This other guy that's playing it now on Broadway he's like so much better. Go see it when Lynn's gone. And I was like, he's your friend. But it kind of, I mean, as an artist to an artist, you know, I agree with you on his voice. I don't love his voice. You listen to him recorded. Yeah, Peter's nice. He was cool. I enjoyed sitting with him and chatting about singers, which I was not a singer, and I don't know why I was put into that creator chat, but I got to just talk about vlogging with a singer, which is fine.
Yips.
I do not stand all these Disney remakes and sequels. Same, literally. Same. And I only don't. Hi, Hallie. How you feeling? You getting better? Continue.
I like Cinderella a lot, and I liked Pete's Dragon a lot.
Cinderella, the director of Cinderella, which played Gilderoy Lockhart in the Harry Potter movies, is a really, really talented Shakespeare actor, and he does a lot of like Shakespeare movies. And so I studied his work in college. And then Cinderella came out while I was in college, and me and Mariah went and saw it, and I loved it. And Luke, to this day, still has not seen Cinderella because he's just like, I don't really care about it. He was a Shakespeare actor. He directed it, and he wasn't very good.
Yeah, he directed it well.
He did really well.
He also played Gilderoy Lockhart.
I know, Gilderoy Lockhart, my babe. Your last chemo is next week, yay! That's so exciting.
The Pete's Dragon is on
Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
And it doesn't have any music, but it's better than the original.
Is it? As a remake? Or was it a sequel?
It's like a reimagining. Okay. The remake... Okay, so the original came out, and the studio wanted another Mary Poppins. So they tried to rush this movie that wasn't well formulated, it wasn't well put together, it was long, and had sequences that didn't work, and they rushed it and slapped it together and threw it up on screen. I happen to like it because I like the music, and I watched it when I was little, but I watched it again recently, and it's not good.
Not good. Yeah.
But I still love the music.
Alrighty, guys, hit us up with those prayer requests. We got about 5 minutes left here. Kitty Human is going to come to Casey for Halloween.
Do you guys want to see what I'm going to be for Halloween this year?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't my actual costume, but I'm going to show it off.
It's cool, and I'm a little jealous.
But still, submit your prayer requests.
Yeah, submit your prayer requests right now because we got about 5 minutes. If you got anything going on, we really want to know what's going on in your guys' lives and how we can support you through prayer. And as a community, we can all kind of come together and love on you guys.
While I dress as a demon
Do y'all check your Insta DMs? This is a constant struggle that Luke and I have with being busy, is that we don't always check our Insta DMs. But if you've Insta DM'd me, I will check it just now and I will respond.
Yeah, I follow them on Insta DMs.
And I don't touch the Insta DMs because if I do, Luke gets mad at me because then we don't know what's going on. Are you Insta DMing? Oh look, guys, they just opened. Oops, you can't see this. Sorry, Matthew.
I would go.
Oh, I'm so scared. Ah! That is, I was twirling in this last night because I just thought it was so much fun. But the store I work for, the shop I work for, just opened. It would focus on this. It's not going to focus on that. They just opened their new building today. It was their first opening day, which is exciting for us. And no, I don't work there. I work at the other location, but it's still exciting. Isn't that so fun?
I went to Tokyo. I wasn't excited about Halloween. Then I saw this, and I had to buy it. And I was like, I'm excited for Halloween now.
You should have bought me one. Was there different kinds, or just this one?
Just this one.
Oh, bummer. You could have got 3 different ones, and I could have paid you back. Because I love cakes. I'm going to make one now. I'm just going to go to the store and make one. Yeah, because I know how to sew and stuff.
Ghosties.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Daniel, I'll try my best to check those DMs. If you DM us, sometimes it goes into like a queue that like we have to approve, which I wish it would actually notify me about, which it doesn't. So right now I have to go in there and like find it. So that's why it's a little tricky sometimes when you first DM me. Once you DM me, I will try to follow you so that way it won't happen again. It'll just go right into my DM like box. We try really hard, guys. We're just bad at this, at getting back to you sometimes because we're busy. Hi, Tracy. Well, let's try to get coffee. Ooh, do you want to try? Are you doing anything? Nah, we'll talk. We'll text. I want to catch like and hear all of Tracy's stories from Tokyo. Continue to pray for your job search. Katie is still looking for a job. Your mom is pushing you to get a job. Same. Except I have a job. But I can't find any that doesn't seem like they'd make me miserable, and she can't understand that. Katie, sometimes I think, not to say, and I don't want to sound like your mom either here, so don't take everything I'm going to say with a grain of salt. I do think sometimes, like with Mildred, it's not a job I would have chosen. It's not a job I would have enjoyed, and I thought originally I was going to be miserable. There are some things about the job that I don't like, but the majority, 99, 98% of the stuff that I get to do on a daily basis is great, and I like it. And I didn't think that would be the case. So sometimes I think taking a chance and letting yourself do something and praying about it, obviously, pray about it, but let God lead you to a thing, and don't always be afraid to say no right away just because it may not fit all your criteria.
Yeah, and I've taken jobs. I think pretty much every job that I've wanted to is not that I've done is not something that I would have wanted to do, but I've grown into a better person because of you
learned and experienced things. Yeah. So I think that don't necessarily say no to something just because you think you might be miserable. Obviously take those things into consideration, but maybe try something. You don't have to work at a job forever, and you also can quit.
You can also always leave.
You can always quit.
You can start somewhere and then leave.
Right. Give them 2 weeks. Peace. I mean, that's, easy peas. But we will be praying for your continued job search and that God will give you wisdom. Mara started at my church as a youth group leader. Ooh, very cool. And I'm super anxious about it. No, why are you anxious? I'm also at another church working on their junior youth group and one with special needs. That is so exciting. We will be praying for you. I don't think you need to be anxious. Kids love kids. And you may not feel very old or very experienced, but they look up to you and they are so excited that you're taking your time out of your day to spend quality time with them. So know, even if they never thank you, that they are thankful for you. That's what somebody told a youth leader that I had, not like a small group leader that I had growing up, and I never told that person I was super thankful for them. And so like years later, I saw this person.
Thankful for any of my youth group leaders.
Really?
No.
Oh. Yeah, he had some rough experiences. But I saw that person like at a wedding years later. I just wanted to say how thankful, like, you were so influential in my life.
And they were like for teachers that I had.
Yeah, but same idea.
Yeah.
Somebody that took the time out to be my friend. How can you be praying for TwinSauce? Well, TwinSauce, pray for my pray that I will be motivated. I've got 2 weddings to edit, 1 video, 1 photo, some senior pictures, there's a lot of small projects plus vlogs, weekend vlogs. I didn't vlog last weekend because I was like, I need to catch up on 2 weekends of vlogs. But every time I sit down at my computer, I feel like I need to be editing a wedding, which means I don't get anything ever uploaded, which makes me feel like a failure. So be praying for her. I'm not a failure. I know that, but I just want to be outputting content. But every time I sit down at a computer, I'm either really tired and I don't have the motivation, or
I'm set aside time to edit the vlog, and then
set aside time. I need to just organize my time a little bit better. I'm not super tired after I get off work anymore, like I used to be when I first started, and I was like having to think a lot. So I need to like really acclimate and like set some time, and just going to like, I know it costs money to go to a coffee shop, but allocating some money in a budget just to go and to. $30 tips every day, you could afford some coffee. That is true. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. But yeah, that's how you can be praying for me. Time management, just help me to. I've just been struggling with just feeling a lot like a failure, and I'm struggling with Luke being gone all the time. There's a lot of things I want to do with the channel, but I can't while he's gone, and so that just means a little bit more tricky with like planning and developing things. But yeah, we're kind of in the middle of we're going to start working through Patreon a little bit more, which I know everyone is excited to hear about. They hate hearing about Patreon. I think everybody hates hearing about Patreon. I kind of hate hearing about Patreon, so I don't want to like plague everybody else with it. But if you want to support me on Patreon, the link is below. Actually, just kidding. Don't do anything with that because it's not reworked. I've got to rework everything. So
okay, so should we start to pray?
Yeah, sure. Oh wow, yeah. Do you want to start off and cover some of these ones, and I'll finish up?
Dear God, thanks for giving us this time to get together and bond over movies and just being on the internet in general. We want to lift up Hannah Wood's family stress. Just put your arms around her family, lift them up, and help them all to get along and be in a happy, safe environment, and just help them to just relieve all the stress. Hallie Joe, we want to lift her up.
Oh,
do you know her situation?
Yeah. God, I just pray for Hallie Joe. I know she's going through a ton of health stuff right now. And God, I just pray that you'll come alongside her, help this chemo to work, help her to really conquer this, and just thank you for the healing that you've provided so far. I just pray that you'll bless her life. God, give her more days to live, and help this chemo to work, God. I'm just so thankful that she's on this stream right now, and she's talking, and she's alert, and I just praise you that she has her eyes open, and she's able to communicate, and that's just amazing, God. Thank you for that and for her life.
We also want to lift up Katie and just help her find a good job fit. I know she really enjoys the job that she has now, but it's probably not the best fit for her anymore, and just help her find something that she'll be happy doing and her mom will be happy with her doing, because I know that's it's a lot of pressure from parents to feel support and everything from them, and parents only want the best, but it's hard to communicate all that and get that all out in the open. So just make both of them happy with a new job and new job choices. We want to lift up Mara. She started her church as a youth group leader for senior youth. That is a big undertaking because I feel like I don't relate to any high school students, so help her relate to high school students and just lift her up and help her be a shining light to those kids because they need it. And then
oh, that's it. Yeah, right there. Dear God, I pray for Lemony. I pray that for the upcoming 2 weeks, she's driving down the coast and her car is the worst. So we're hoping and praying that her car won't break down and that you'll give her safety and security in that, and just help her to be just reliant on you through this time of travel and of uncertainty with the car. I pray for Kayla. She's looking for a new church. I know that's a journey, and I just pray that you will guide her to the place that you want her to be, God. I know that when I found COTFC, it was just my home and the place that you had led me to, and I'm so thankful and grateful for that. But I just pray that you'll help Kayla find that place for her. I think that's all the prayer requests. All right, well, God, I just thank you for this day. Thank you for just this time that we could come together and glorify you through. I don't know. I just think that it's so cool that you have created us in a way that we can feel feelings and that we can relate to stories, and just for giving us this love and this passion for storytelling and for feeling emotions in the human condition. I just being able to feel that pain of someone else, to be able to empathize and to be able to feel joy along with a character that is fake, but telling a story that you've put in our hearts. I think that like that's the beautiful thing about creating and about storytelling, is that you are the master storyteller. You're the master creator, and that every time we create, we are in your image. We are in a sense replicating what you have done to us, and in creating us and creating that story that you are telling through our lives every day. And I thank you for that. God, I just thank you for this opportunity again to even just pray over the internet, God. Thank you for these people that are here, for every one of them that came out to hang out and to just talk with us and hang out about movies. And I just am so grateful for them, each and every one of them. God, thank you for all that you're doing in our hearts and our lives. Continue to work in my heart. Help me to have time management. Help Matthew to what? You don't have any prayer requests right now. I just help him to get his sleep schedule on your jet lag.
Yes,
work over jet lag.
Help me not to stay up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, tonight. And I just thank you for this opportunity for us. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for sending Jesus to die for us. In your name I pray. Amen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Somebody had joined us just now. Would you promote a product? Probably not. Sorry.
Star Social Management.
Sorry. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I love you, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you with another for sure live stream next week. But I'm gonna try to get some videos up before then if I can get my time management figured out. So anyway, thank you guys. Master storyteller, I love it. All right, thanks, Daniel. We'll talk to you guys later. Don't die.
Okay, bye.
And if I can find the stop button. Yeah.